So good morning. Thank you very much, Andrew, for this proposition. So it's the first time I'm having this kind of interview, especially in English. So I hope I'm not talking too much like a French president, I would say, if I can say
Okay,
that joke.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Um, so my name is Maximin. I'm turning 30 in about 10 days, something like that. So I grew up in south of France. Then I studied watchmaking and the watchmaking world, I would say, for almost 8 years. So after a scientific A-level equivalent, if I
Hmm.
can compare with the English system,
Yeah.
um, I studied as a senior technician in micromechanics in Besançon, which is the capital city of watchmaking.
Uh-huh.
So I studied CNC machining, classic or traditional machining, turning, milling, all the machining section, and then aside we had a lot of CAD, also conception, design with computer assistance, and through this first technical studies, I had first big and long internship in Gégère-Lecoultre technical office, where I clearly understood that I really wanted to be more at the bench than just behind a computer full time, I would say.
Yeah.
Through this experience, after I integrated the Vallée de Joux Technical School in Switzerland. So thanks to the technical degree I had before, I've been able to work after school from 4:30 to 7
Hmm.
every evening,
Yeah.
Wednesday afternoon, holidays in Audemars Piguet Technical Office.
All right.
So that was a very good adventure too for 2 years. I was a
Sure.
bit the Swiss knife of the technical office with
Right.
engineers and technicians. That was very, very interesting.
I bet.
And then after that, as you mentioned, I was already starting to give lectures in horological museums
Hmm.
and passionate about the history. I went to Paris to
Yeah.
study with Mr. Michel Boulanger, who did
Hmm.
the Naissance d'une montre project with Krebel Force and Philippe Dufour.
Okay.
Uh, it really inspired me, and I really wanted to to be more focused on the high level of restoration and prototyping stuff.
Hmm.
And aside, I was working on the Breguet Boutique every Saturdays and Sundays, Place Vendôme, doing Guillaume, who say engine turning
Hmm.
demonstrations
Yeah.
with the guilloche machine,
Wow.
talking about Breguet history or stuff like that.
Great.
And then when I had my bachelor degree work, I had a sponsorship with the Heritage Department of Audemars Piguet for 2 years. And I finished my studies, I would say, like that, uh, pushing as much as possible to learn as much skills as possible.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, having as much transmission as possible also with many people.
Yeah.
And I've been quite lucky to receive a lot. And after that, the director of the Vostep school in Neuchâtel,
Hmm.
we can't talk about the headquarters, but it's the main school. And then
Yeah.
after you have the British School of Watchmaking, for
Sure.
example, in Manchester, who's
Yeah.
following the same program.
That's
And
right.
then I've been teacher for 3.5 years, especially in horological history and mainly making the school watches and everything related to machining
Hmm.
and precision machining.
Wow.
And then, to conclude, I would say since 1 month now, I'm independent watchmaker, building up my own workshop,
Hmm.
and more to come very soon.
Excellent. Wow. Thank you so much. You've done such a great deal in such a short period of time, and you know, many happy returns and happy birthday for next week, of a landmark
Thank you.
birthday that's coming up. So okay, great. So let's talk about business. So you say you've set up recently. So how is business? How are you feeling at the moment in the next phase, if you say?
So since 2 years now, I'm working also a bit aside. I was working a bit aside the Vostep
Hmm.
school um, on different, I would say, very specialized project, and it started to take more and more space. For example, maybe you saw the last Audemars Piguet book, where I've been able to
Hmm.
work on 30 or 40% of the book, for example. So
Right.
I've been lucky on that. I'm working also a lot with the Fondation de la Horologerie in
Yep.
Geneva, giving lectures, master classes, and stuff like that,
Right.
and also doing a bit of restoration and making tools. And so it was more the transition. And finally, I can say more. I can't say
No,
more
of
for
course.
now. But
I
I
understand.
Watches and Wonders will be in 1.5 months. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we will launch a big project to
Yeah.
come,
Yeah.
and the goal is to set up a workshop, handmade workshop, as much as possible. So
Hmm.
we have jig boring machine, milling machine, pantograph, even big pantograph machine. And the goal for us, and I said us because I have a business partner who is more, he's a curator
Yeah.
for collectors. He's himself a collector, and he's specialized in strategy and marketing in the horological field since more than 10 years.
Hmm.
And I'm more on the practical and historical part. And
Yeah.
our goal is to build up a structure when we can machine through tell story through timepieces and transmit as much as possible.
Hmm.
So we are at the, I would say, starting point of the
Yeah.
workshop.
Yeah.
2 weeks before we moved, just before we crossed in London, we moved 3.5 tons of machines,
Right. Wow.
milling and jig machines.
Yeah.
And our goal now is really, yes, to set up a workshop and to be able to teach and transmit, I would say, old knowledge,
Yeah.
in conventional machining, but pushed at the level of the 21st century knowledge,
Okay.
if I can say
So is that
like that.
your workshop? Is that a new place, or where are you actually basing that?
The workshop is based in La Chaux-de-Fonds, not
Okay.
far from the train station, so
Right.
easy for it's a
Good
easy
access.
way to go
Yeah.
for people.
Okay. So that's great. You've told us all about what you're doing and who you are, but can you tell us something that we don't know about you?
Something you people could not know about me, that already I have a fun story that a really personal one. But for example, when I was 20, I had a daughter.
Okay.
So and she followed me and motivated me a lot during my studies, for
Hmm.
sure. So the fun story that is that fun was a bit stressful at the beginning is that
Okay.
we figured out that my daughter's mother was pregnant at 6 months.
Right. Yeah.
So in French, excuse my translation, but we
Hmm.
could be kind of pregnancy denied by
Right.
the brain. You
Yes.
see,
Yeah.
so in 3 months we had a kid, and it was just at the moment I started my studies in the Vallée de Joux. So I had to drive a lot to see her, to have time with her, and then I had to to go to school with her also. So I
All
was
right.
with my daughter during my bachelor degree
Okay.
school, bachelor degree work, and when I was doing the model of my bachelor degree, she was also using the, I would say, the Busher potence to bore holes, and to
Okay.
she was playing with it. But finally, I
Right.
was using a few things she did. So that's a fun, I would say, it's a funny, not conventional
Approach.
horological
Yes.
studies journey, but that's something
And
cool.
has that
And
continued?
yeah, in a way, yes. Yeah, she's saying that we are building up a workshop to
Ah,
make
okay.
watches.
Oh, that's great.
We will tell story as much as possible, and then
Amazing.
that's fun. I'm
Isn't
also
that
telling
great?
her that do the job she wants to do. I don't want to influence the horological field in her mind, but
Okay.
that's that's interesting.
Oh, that's great. What a lovely
So
story. Okay, look, so I presume in your career you've handled some amazing timepieces and you've seen some incredible work. But what watch do you wear?
you will be surprised. Uh,
Go on.
this is the watch. It's the only one I could
Oh,
even touch the screen.
oh, that's a
So
computer,
first of
not
all,
a watch.
yeah, that's a computer. But the only so I never have been able to afford a
Hmm.
watch for myself, because every time I had few economies, I bought tools. I bought
Right.
tools,
Yeah,
rotary plates,
fair enough.
tools. You know that tools are really expensive also, and my dream was always to be able to build up to build up um, a workshop to make the watch I would dream to be able to make.
Yes,
And
exactly.
so with the long studies I did, and I never been able to wear to buy
Hmm.
I mean the watch
Okay,
of my dream ever.
exactly, which
But
we'll talk about.
I bought that one. When I'm talking about, when watchmakers are asking me which kind of watches do you have, I said I have a titanium bezel with a sapphire glass. But then after they discover it's a Garmin Fenix 8, and so I'm doing a lot of sports aside also,
Yeah,
a bit of mountaineering also, and then it's a
yeah,
practical one.
okay.
And the torch is very helpful to take off the chips from the spindle also, but
Yeah.
that's all.
So it's more practical, I guess, in that respect. Okay, so
Yeah.
then which watch would you like to own? What's your sort of the watch you really would love? I know you're going to say
Um,
your own watch when you've done that, but apart from that.
Yeah, for sure. This one, that's evident. If I'm able to own one, and I would say that would be a goal to make extra parts and to have
Hmm.
a one side maybe. Um, I like watches that are telling stories.
Hmm.
It can be personal stories or historical histories. For example, I started my journey into horological studies. The one I was really hoping to discover one day was the Naissance d'une montre one.
Hmm.
So the one that my teacher made after before I studied with him, made by Grebel Force and Philippe Dufour,
Hmm.
because I found this project extremely noble to try with all the CNC machines we have to be able
Hmm.
to remake a watch from scratch, tourbillon one, and also having all the advanced 21st century knowledge of Grebel Force with all the Philippe Dufour
Hmm.
methods and
Yeah,
knowledge was extremely interesting. And I've been lucky to be invited at the 70th anniversary of Philippe Dufour, which was 7 or 8 years ago.
yeah.
And one gentleman asked me the question, which watch would you dream to see or to wear? And I said, the Naissance du Monte one,
Hmm.
without knowing this guy, this gentleman.
Oh,
And
really?
he just said, "This is a number 11 out of 11," and
Oh,
he gave it to me.
really?
That's
Wow.
just fantastic.
Isn't that
Then
amazing?
after, I could say any kind of independent watch telling a story.
Yeah.
I like also cross border project. So if for example a Swiss watch made in Switzerland by Swiss people would be a bit boring to me, if I may. So, when I'm discussing with Kari Voutilainen, for example, and he
Yeah,
explained to me why he decided to put this kind of natural escapement or this kind of stuff,
yeah.
or an old Derek Pratt pocket watch, for
Mm,
example,
yeah,
that's extremely interesting.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
or another, the last one I really liked. I had a friend, very very close friend, who came to see me and to me, look, I found that. So he's a collector, and it's a Royal Oak. I was not a big fan of the Royal Oak because it's
Hmm.
I would say marketing, really really important marketing
Sure.
business watch. But this one was monochrome
Yeah.
and close to 100% made out of tantalum.
Right. Tantalum. Right. Okay. Interesting.
So I found the technicity so
Mm,
important, and
mm,
I own my studies and the fact that I could pay my rent in Paris to Audemars Piguet, thanks to
yeah.
the sponsorship they gave me.
That's great.
That, in a way, I thought that could be a watch I would love to wear, for
Yeah.
example. So
Absolutely.
I don't have a.
No, but it's good to have a feeling for it. I mean, I've had the privilege of,
It's more feeling.
yeah, exactly. I mean, handling the Derek Pratt watch that it made for Urban Jurgensen was just extraordinary. The workmanship in
Exactly.
that is amazing. Great. So look, let's talk about, what do you like best about the watch business? What things are really good for you and positive?
Um, it will be a bit in French. We would say utopic,
Yeah.
utopia, meaning that the fact that in the high horology watch business, we are able to work, even to play with extremely noble
Hmm.
mechanics, and even talking about material. You can have a gold component
Yeah,
in German silver,
that's
so
right.
old high level, old school high level
Hmm.
uh, uh, um, movements,
Yeah.
but you can also have titanium. And if you are not working in the aerospace or in the high level Formula One
Yeah.
world, you are able to work in a noble mechanical field where you can also play and discover really special materials.
Mm.
You need to be aware about the last technology of machining. That's something I like, and I think, and that's the reason why I fell in love for the
Hmm.
watchmaking world.
Hmm.
Is that to me, it's the only job. I'm taking any other advice or any other example, if I'm wrong, where you can have that much history with that much technicity, doing intellectual and practical job.
Okay. Yeah.
Because in the French school, for example, you
Yeah.
have to choose if you have to do a practical work, or if you are going to a university, engineering
Yeah.
school, or whatever.
Yeah.
But the watchmaking field, if you are in my position, for example, it allows you to be able to work in all these fields.
Yeah.
On
It
the
has a great.
contrary, something I would not like in the watchmaking
Yeah.
industry is that it's so industrial at some point that it's slowing down the global knowledge we have about what is watchmaking.
Hmm.
We need that also. I mean, the Swiss industry need that to be able to sell this amount of watches.
Yeah.
I could say that if you want to have a bulletproof mechanical watch, you must have a Rolex.
Yeah.
But the way Rolexes are assembled is not the it's not the it's in terms of engineering, is extremely
Hmm.
fantastic, and in terms of nobility of why we love the I would say deep high-end horology, is it's something else. But we need that to be able aside to enjoy high-end horology also. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a balance, isn't it? I mean, I think if you look at the growth of the three big groups, they've continued to, um, help to fund the industry in that respect. But the independent sector's really become much more, I think, much more important. I think there's much
yeah,
more innovation that's going on outside of the three groups. Would you agree with that?
yeah, clearly. I think, look, for example, I think it was in around 2015 when Apple launched the first Apple Watch. We
Mm,
thought, okay, it will destroy completely the smartwatch, will destroy the industry, and we had the completely. reverse effect.
Yeah, the
We
opposite.
could have people with a reverso watch on the wrist on the left and having an Apple Watch on the
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's exactly the same. More you will have something industrial, high horology, even names like Patek, Rolex, AP, Jaeger, which whenever the branch you like. But more you will have that, and more people really wanted to have something exclusive in a high-end horology,
Mm-hmm.
will allow the independent watchmakers to to continue to innovate, to perfect, to push their boundaries even more on the hand finishings, for example, on the why today you want to make a handmade watch. You have CNC machine able to do everything, so
Mm.
you can have shortcuts everywhere. But
Yeah,
I think I think it's only the beginning of independent watchmaking. The thing in the coming years
yeah,
will be we will have more and more brands arriving, and you will need to have your own DNA and to not grow up too fast
yeah.
and keep the legacy you are building up and everything,
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, consistent, and that makes sense.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's finish on what's the future looking. What's next on the horizon for you, the next sort of 12 to 24 months?
So we should announce a very interesting project on coming on the Watches and Wonders, and the coming month, little years will be to build up. We are working really hard and a lot of hours to build up our own watch, as we said, into independent watchmaking. So we are setting up a handmade workshop. At the same moment, we are continuing doing the engineering of the watch, the development of the watch, and then we'll start prototyping, making models. So and also what's very important for my business partner and myself is that we need and we will uh, create a lot of documentation about everything we are doing. Our goal is really, for example, when I was at school, if you put aside the Naissance d'une Monde project, it was extremely difficult, except into through horological magazines, um, to understand how you can machine a component by hand.
Hmm.
uh, the George Daniels book is fantastic,
Yeah,
but on the 21st century, sometimes you need to adapt a bit more,
yeah,
and that's something was missing to me. And keeping our humility in the field, I would say we'll try to to transmit, to create documentation,
yeah.
and to share about our horological journey, to
Mm.
yeah to continue to share and to allow this transmission as much as possible.
Okay, that's amazing. I think you're right. Having it's all about the story. I think we've talked about that as we started our conversation, and I think having documentation and having that whole journey mapped out is going to be fascinating. So thank you very much. It was amazing to hear about your work
Thank you very
and the
much.
potential. I wish you every success and obviously enjoy your very special birthday next week.
Yeah,
But
thank you.
I look forward to hearing and following your journey. And yeah, it's going to be exciting.
It will. And we speak soon.
Absolutely. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you
Take care,
for your time
Maximin.
and interest. Take care.
And you. Thank you.
Thank you.